and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Amari. In today's video, we'll be doing an updated step-by-step makeup routine. It has been highly requested, so I'm finally giving it to y'all. And a couple of things have actually changed since the last time I showed y'all how to do my makeup. So let's get started. Ready? So first we're gonna go over our product list in the order that you should be using your things in. So you're gonna obviously start with moisturizing first. I use Pond's Dry Skin Moisturizer, the one that has a light blue top. I'm gonna insert a picture right here. And moving forward with my primers, I do have smile lines, as y'all can see. So I do use the Glitter Primer by NYX. I just put it in, y'all gonna see, but I put it only where I have smile lines at. I also do use my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the blue one. And I use my Bobbi Brown Primer around my nose and where my skin gets really dry at, just to protect it. I do use my Bobbi Brown one like first around, then I use my e.l.f. one. Y'all will see that. For foundation, we're going to use the NARS Light Radiant, Natural Light Radiant Foundation. This is in the shade New Caledonia. That is one that I do use. I also, for bronzer and contour, my bronzer is by Juvia's Place, in the shade Rich Cocoa. My contour is from Fenty Beauty. It's the Match Stick, and it is in the shade Espresso. I do use my Juvia's Place concealers as well. This is the shades of 7 and 11. My bright under eye, my regular. For my blush, I do use the e.l.f. Pinky Promise blush. For my setting, my loose powder and my pressed powder. Pressed powder, I use the Maybelline Poreless Pressed Powder. This one's in the shade 355 Coconut. And I also use the Huda Beauty's, which one is this one? Baby Bake in the shade Canofa. For my setting sprays and whatnot, I do use the One Size and the Milani Make It Last. And let's get started. Alrighty guys, so you're going to start by clipping your hair back, because first step the makeup. And if you have not already moisturized your lips, I moisturize my lips in the beginning of my makeup process, so that way when it's talking to my lip combo, everything is still going great there. We're going to start with our primers. So I do have my little compact mirror. I love this mirror. I got it from Shein. I take the glitter primer and I put it on my smile lines. So I basically just smile. Well, I kind of know where mine are, but if you don't, smile and just fill it in. Yep. And then I take my finger and dab, dab, dab. Like this. Easy like so, like that. And I do that until I can't really see it. And if you still can see it, that is fine. Take a fan or let it air dry. I normally do use a fan. So take my mini fan and let it dry. And then if you're like me and you multitask when you do your makeup, you're going to do your eyebrows now. Full disclosure moment. Definitely couldn't even hear me. Full disclosure moment, I do not do my eyebrows for real. Like, I don't fill them in or anything. I just lay them down, and barely that. So I use the e.l.f. brow gel with the e.l.f. brush as well. I need to wash this again, but I did let mine turn white, because sometimes they be turning white on my face. I don't really know why. But I take a little, I put it at the end of my eye, like the middle end of my eyebrow, and I just brush it up and down and stuff. So like this, like that, like that, like that, like that. And I just brush it. And not in necessarily any particular direction. Well, I obviously brush it upward towards my face. Maybe I should zoom in some more. Hold on, y'all. We're going to zoom in a tiny bit more. Okay, so I just brush it upward on my face and shape it a little bit. Yeah, that's about it as far as my eyebrows concerned. And there you go. And then if your primer is still drying, like your glitter primer, that is fine. You're going to start with your other primers. So I do use the Bobbi Brown face base. I do only put it in like areas where my face gets really dry at. So that's normally like around my eyebrows, like right here and right there, like in right the middle of the eyebrows where my face normally gets dry at. So I put it that way. For some reason, the end of my eyebrows get dry too. I don't really know. Really just around my eyes and like this side, these sides of my face. These sides, this sides, the sides of my face. I really have no idea why. That's where my light clear spots normally are. So I make sure that I use something to, you know, and then like my nose. It smells good. It's like I never smelled that before. Make sure you rub it in good. Personal opinion, the primers don't kind of mix that well, like this primer. But I want to use it to get rid of it, so I keep using it. And then I just go in with my e.l.f. primer, and I just put it all over my face. Even where I put the other primer at. Because that's where you're going to put your makeup at. And I just rub it in, honestly. Some people tap it in. I find it better that when I like smear it in, it will like, you know, it's evenly distributed. So I do it like that. You're going to put primer anywhere that you plan on putting makeup. So make sure you put it all over. And being that it is a grippy primer, you should wait a second for it to like dry before you put foundation and stuff on. Because when it's a grip your makeup, it's on top of your makeup, not mixed with your makeup. So I'll let it sit for a second, and I'm gonna be right back. And if you like mess up your eyebrows during this process, it's like the time to fix it and stuff. Make sure you don't have no hair in your primer, because you won't have it in your makeup. And I just, you know, rebrush my eyebrows, go back over one more time. Honestly, if I messed it up, it's okay. And I'm gonna let it dry with my fan, and I'll be back because y'all can't hear me when I talk with the fan on. So once your primer is dry, well, not really dry, but you know, sticky, you're gonna take your foundation. Once again, we are using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is in the shade New Caledonia. Yep, shake it, shake it, shake it. This is what it looks like. Sometimes it looks like me, sometimes it doesn't. I normally do use like a palette, but I don't know where my palette is right now because I've recorded the same video 3 times. So we're gonna just put some on the back of my hand. I usually use like a pump or two, and I take my foundation brush. Which is my Real Techniques brush in the number 256, and since I have it on my hand, I just dab it like that, easy like so, like that, and I start tapping it onto my skin. No particular direction. Well, yeah, like I just do like anything, honestly. Just make sure that you're evenly distributing your product all around your skin. Remember, you can always get more foundation. You can't put any back, so I try to be like modest with it, I guess you could say, and use only enough to, you know, put on my skin, my face. Some people have to mix shades. If you have to mix your shades to get your perfect shade, do that. Because sometimes I'll be feeling like this one foundation is not my shade, but you know, whatever. So yeah, just blend it. I always do use 2 pumps and I add a 3rd pump. I know that, but I just do it in like my other side. That side just be needing a little bit of extra TLC. And yes, use a palette because like your hand obviously is absorbing the product. So, you know, do what you do. But after you have it all blended on and in, you can look at your coverage. I don't really trip about my under eyes because I know that I'm putting concealer right there, and I know that I have light color spots right there, so that's also really hard to cover up sometimes because they're like so many shades lighter than me. So yep, just blendy, blendy, blend. And then once you're all done with that, move that out your way. I do keep my foundation brush on standby because the next couple of steps I either love or hate. So we're gonna go in with my concealers. I do have one that's bright, that's 2 to 3 shades lighter than me, and then one that is my exact skin tone. I am not a bright under eye lover, so that's the reason for that. But I do just take the one that's closer to my skin tone and I bring it towards the outer, to my eyebrow, like this. I probably really can't see it because it's that close to my skin tone right now, but I do that, and then depending on how bright I want my eye to be, depends on what concealer I use. Normally I do use all 3 of them if I'm doing like a really bright under eye, but I think I'm gonna do a normal under eye today So I just use it and I put it in like a triangle teepee that way. Easy like so, like that. And then I go in with my contour. This is my bronzer. Once again, this is the Juvia's Place in the shade Rich Cocoa. This is the liquid bronzer. I do wipe it off because we all know that Juvia's Place products are very pigmented. So a little goes a long way. And I just do a couple of dibs and dabbles around my hairline. Like that. I don't really do like my bottom, but sometimes I do. Not a lot of the time because my hair be in the way. So yeah, maybe just put like 2 little dots down there. And that is my placement for that. Then before I do my blush placement, I do my contour. I just stuck my cheeks in a little bit like this. Are you about to whistle? And easy like so, like that. That's how I do that. Then I do my blush. Once again, this is the e.l.f. one in the shade Pinky Promise. I'm not like a huge pink blush girl, so it's like the perfect pink for me. And I kind of smile a little bit. I do 3 dots. Like that. And I call that a day. And then for my nose, I normally do sometimes I do my concealer in there first. But today we're going to do it this way. I just used a bit of the contour stick and put some on my nose. It's never even. It doesn't really bother me that much because I do blend it up and down. So that's normally okay. I just found the palette actually, guys. So make sure you do use that though. And I do let it dry a little bit. So like when I'm doing other stuff. So then I take my concealer. This is the one that is the lighter one that's in this side of my face. On that side of my face. And I take a little bit and I put it in the middle of my nose. Now, I have never been into like a super bright forehead kind of thing. So I do use it this as well, wipe some of it off. And I just put like that much. And I don't like the bright chin either, so I actually don't do my chin. Maybe I'll get there one day. But yep, take a fan if it's like wanting to dry a little faster. I use a fan a little bit and let it dry. But we're gonna start with blending our outer concealer first, which is the one that is the shade closest to your skin tone. I'm sorry. And then blend that one out. I just use the brush and blend it. So, yep. And then I typically blend my blush as well a little bit. So that way, I know kinda. I just bring my blush, that was like a tongue twister. I bring my blush closer to my nose, like inward to my nose. Not really going anywhere else. Just bring it in towards your nose. You can always cover it if you have too much. So this is why I do it like this. But, yep, call it like that. Then I blend the rest of my concealer. I blend it so that way I know when I'm liking it. And then I do the same on this side. And then I let my inner concealer dry a lot. So then I do my bronzer, which is just me going like this. Wherever I put it at, honestly. Oops, my hair is in the way. But I go just like that. Easy like so. Easy like so. And I just bring it, you know. like that. And then we're gonna blend my under eye concealer. For this one, I do try to keep it that way. I start with this eye first, my right eye. And I like to just keep it in place. Like I just bring it up, around a little bit, but I bring it down a little bit as well. And I just pat it. Because you kind of want to keep this contained for me. I don't like when it's like all over my face. Or like my whole under eye is bright. So keep it concealed. If you go over, you're going to obviously blend your your contour. So it's all okay. And I just do the same thing to this side. Bring it down. Pat, pat. You're going to do patting motions for this. Don't drag it because you'll drag it down too low. I promise you will. So you can either use a brush, a powder puff, or a, what's it called? A beauty blender. I used to love beauty blenders actually. So that's easy, but I just like to have a lot of control over the products that I'm using. And I find that brushes normally give me that. Yep. So then you're gonna blend your forehead. I just blend my forehead. Oops, I dragged it, so I dragged it too far up. So I'm gonna just pat it in. Well, now I'm gonna just pat it because I've already dragged it. So just patting. Just patting. There we go. I feel like I need to blend my contour some more on this side. There we go. There we go. I'm following the light. So that's kind of why I'm looking all around. Because, you know, you got to make sure the makeup is good at all lights. Yep. I'm gonna blend some more on this side because I'm not sure where these little things just came from, but okay. But yeah. And then I'm gonna just, yeah. You get it, you get it, you get it. And then we're gonna blend my nose contour. Use like this little small round kind of brush. And motion is gonna be around and down pat. So I just bring it around my eyebrow, down like that. And then I blend my concealer in on one side. I just blend it a little bit like this. Depending on what kind of brush you're using, you could just like keep the brush like patted how I just patted it. If y'all can see that, I don't really know, but I need a lash fill bad. Yeah, just go like this, and like that, easy like so. Yep, that's kind of how I do that. And then time for the powders. Now this is a very skeptical thing for me because this could even make my makeup look really nice or really bad. We're going to use your pressed powder in the shade 355, or people use the 330 shade. I use that when I do a bright under eye. I'm not really doing a bright under eye today, so we're just gonna keep this one. People be saying use it then spray it, but I don't like spray my powder puffer or nothing. I just put it where I put my concealer. There we go. Just like setting it, basically. Then, I don't let it sit for that long. I brush it off. So I just dust it off, honestly. And whatever motions I feel like it for the day. Honestly. I I don't, some people have problems with this creasing. I don't. I guess maybe if your concealer is different, it will crease. But mine normally does good. So, and this is the time if you want to like add more blush, you should do that. I like to just go back in with it a little bit. But nothing too crazy. I do put a little bit on my nose. But only literally a little bit. So that is all there. Then we're gonna use your setting, your loose powder, I'm sorry. This is in the shade Canofa by Huda Beauty. I use a beauty blender for this part. If I didn't say that already. I use it. So I just take this side, dab, 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 hit it against it. Powder just went everywhere. And then I take it and I just contain it to where I want my eye to be a little bit brighter, which is normally not that far. So normally from like this way, hopefully. Was that a good example? So just that way. I wasn't trying to get it on my nose, but it's okay. And I put that little line where I put the concealer on my nose as well. Hold on. Let me try to close it so I don't make a mess. But yeah, I do actually let this one sit. I will be completely honest. And then we're gonna blend our contour. I always wait till after I do my final blush, because then that can tell me if like I'm gonna hide some more of it or if I'm gonna keep it the same way. And there we go. Easy like so. I don't really know how to really be blending it. I just kind of like move up, down a little bit. You know, keep it kind of contained, I guess. Like that. You don't really know. And then take your dusting brush one more time. I just dusted on my arm to see if like any other products are on there. And then I just pat this in and dust a little bit. I just squeeze it. Cause I don't know where my brush is. That's like really, that I really use for this. So I just, and if I think it's got a little dry, I just spray the brush, spray something. Normally the brush, but I just go like that. And then I do the same thing to the side. Okay. Make sure that I dusted most of it away. And then go back in with my contour brush if I feel like I hid the contour. Just to bring it back over top of the powders. And voila, we almost to our last step. Really, all I actually do now is spray my face, is set my face. So I use the Milani Make It Last one first. Test spray always, and then spray, and then fan dry. Fan dry. Add some makeup wipes. I'm gonna add some baby wipes to your makeup bag. They're lifesavers. I'll be using it to clean my palette off in between me doing my makeup. Did I just mess that up? Hold on, chat. Nope. I kinda did, but you can't see. And this is like how I do my final check. If I want like a really bright under eye, I set it and I put this loose powder on top of this again. And yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna wipe my hand off. Yeah, so then I'm gonna spray my one size. Y'all, the reason why I be buying the travel size one is because the travel size one for me doesn't do that little long spray thing. I was about to buy the tall one in the mall at the Sephora, and I sprayed it to see if it was like gonna work, and it literally did the same thing in the store. So I vowed to not buy it. So I'll buy a small one. But spray it. Whew. Fan dry one more time. And then we're gonna start our lip combo. As soon as I find my lip pencil. Give me a second. Alrighty, so time for our lip combo. Now, little controversy, I do use the MAC Chestnut lip pencil, and I do use the Butter Gloss by NYX. I am gonna wipe this chapstick lip gloss off my lips. Just use a baby wipe to get most of it off, at least, and get any like powder or something else I have on my lips. I just regularly line my lips, so okay. Easy like so, like that. Take my butter gloss. This is in the shade Vanilla Cream Pie. I just tap it. And that is it. Honestly, I sometimes put gloss over top of it, not all the time. Lately, I've been like loving my matte kind of lip. So I just leave like this and I go about my day. Super cute, super tea, super girly makeup look. And this is the final product. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. This is the final look. Really cute, really good. And this works for my daytime makeup and my nighttime makeup. So I love it, love it, love it. But be sure to leave any questions or comments and concerns below. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.